Hi everyone, today I'm going to make this super cute tails down bow using part of a template method for you. The trick to this particular style, depending on what ribbon you're using and what template, is using one of these wooden templates. I'm going to use 1-inch ribbon or 25mm ribbon on a 3-inch template, and the measurements that you need to do for the shorter tails, you'd want 6 times around the template, 6 times the width of the template, so 6 times 3. If you want the longer tails, you want 7 times 3. And I'm going to show you how to do the longer tail method first because it's slightly more complex than just the standard version, but it's the same principle both ways. So this is 56 centimeters or 21 inches times the sort of 3 inches. It's like 7.8, so I sort of round it up rather than down on the centimeters just to make it a little bit more less complicated. But on this one, what you do to start is, on the long tailed, is slightly fold this over so it's like this, so you've got that fold back. I take 2 clips, or 1 clip here, so that's once, and then we're going to go once round on top of each other, twice round, 3 times round. And if you've done this right and your measurements are about right, your layer on this side, like we did at the beginning there, should have the same. Now you always often have that little extra bit there, but for me I'd rather cut a little bit long and have that extra little bit there than not have enough. And then I have got my upholstery thread here, doubled, and I take this and right through the centre of the ribbon, so right through, halfway through, excuse me, there we go, so halfway through there, right in the middle, just place your needle, don't do anything with it at the moment, and then slip that off your template, so you're left with your long tail here and then your other tail is here. So you pull that out and flip it over, so you've got this, and then all you do is basically, as you see, you just pull up and down and then flip it over, because you want this cross at the front because it will help you get your tails and everything even. And then I move it so that the loops are completely out of the way of each other, because you want like the duck-eared, bunny-eared look. And then pull these so they're more crossed at the front, so you've got like a more point here and point here. Then you can get this out the centre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now with the template, the only thing that we were basically using it there for was purely to keep our loops all completely even. If you do double up your ribbon, just flip that through like that and it sorts it out. And then you put your 6 stitches in, get you 3 nice even creases. Round we go, right round the centre. 1, 2, pinch and stitch off in the back. Cut it off your excess thread. You can move that out of the way. And then, if you ever don't like how it looks to begin with, pull your little top like that. And then the other thing is often you will get one side of the tail where it's a little bit longer than the other. So again, just take this like that, and make sure that they're both even, and then just do your nice little angle. Both sides. Take your lighter in the blue clear bit of the flame, heat seal the edge. There we go. And then I've got a little nice like 40mm alligator clip. A little bit glue. Turn that over. And then I've got some 9mm ribbon. I'm just going to wrap it first. Heat seal your centre or the end. Make sure your clips had time to, you can tell how hot it's in the UK today because I've got glue stringers absolutely everywhere, and I've only had my glue gun on like 20 minutes. I just have like a £10 Hobbycraft one that takes 11mm sticks. It's great for clumsy people like me, but it does produce glue stringers everywhere. But on the other hand, it has also lasted me 3.5 years without it blowing up or like breaking with the amount that I drop it and things like that on a regular basis. But it does, like I said, a lot of glue strings. Normally looks like I got, you know, when you see like the snail trails in the morning, like that time of year in the spring. It's like that. You can always tell how much I've been crafting by how many glue strings I've got up my arm. So this is what it looks like with just a standard centre. If you want to do like the knotted versions, you need about, literally just have my rollers in front of me, about 10cm of 9mm ribbon, just so you've got enough to make your knot. Start off straight and then make this like fish shape and pull that bit through so you get this look, and then twist it so both your ribbon pieces lay flat. And again, at this point I heat seal both the ends and pull it a little bit so that that's nice and squared. Then you want the tiniest bit of glue on here because you don't want it seeping over the edges and onto the sides of the bow. Place your knot where you want. Move your tails out of the way. You might want to cut this down a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to wrap round. But again, always start with a little bit more where you can cut down rather than not enough where you've got to add more, especially once you've already started gluing. Don't want to do that. Waste of a bow, waste of ribbon. Never want to be wasting ribbon. And there we go. We have got a super cute long-tailed version, and I will show you this is how simple it is to do the short-tailed. So to measure, all I do is get my template, I clip here, once round, twice round, you have to excuse me. So 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, or 6 times the template. Which is 48 centimetres. So if I do 30, well, it's about 47. That's about right. I told you it's about 3 times because, like I said, these templates, they're not quite 7.5 and they're not quite 8. And all you do for these, instead of doing the little cross round fold over, you just clip here where you got your gap. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Exactly the same thing. 3 times round. You thread again. This time I need to do my double knot. Can you tell I don't edit my videos? Right in the centre. Unclip, unclip. You got your long tail there. Your tail underneath here. So pull that out so you have this look to begin with. And then you just want to pull your loops. And if you ever feel like you've not gone the right direction, just sort of give it a tweak until everything's falling where you want it. So, see what I mean? You just sort of, you basically pull down. I always naturally start to pull up, but it's just one of those things. So you just play around with the direction of the loops until you get it where you want. And then, like I said, you want it so that you've got this cross, and move your loops so that they're both up. Move your legs down a little bit so that they're out of the way of the bottom loops, like that. And then you can take your needle out again through the triangle there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for your top triangle here. Get your nice 3 creases as before. Squishy, squishy. Wrap them round. 1, 2. Tighten it up. Stitch off in the back. 1, 2. Good off your thread. Move this out of the way. Pull your loops up, adjust everything. Check your leg length or your tail's length. Make sure that they're all nice and even. Move your other leg out of the way or your tail out of the way. Little cut. Little cut. Lighter in the blue clear bit. In the blue clear bit of the flame. And there's the short version. Another little clip. Boop. And some 9mm for our centre. Glue. As I said, it's not as complicated as it looks, and these are one of the most popular trending styles at the moment. They're perfect for adding like names for school bows, things such as that, which is the most common thing that people use this, or like little seasonal embellishments like little hats and cats and bats for Halloween, and like trains and Santas and Rudolphs, reindeers at Christmas, bunnies at Easter, schoolgirls, and names at school time. And they're just super, super cute. And with this, if you do want to go up to bigger ribbon sizes, so like 1.5 inch, you just move up the template until you work out the size that looks the best for you and have a little play around. But hopefully that was helpful, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!